Spectrum of Thought.
Welcome to Spectrum of Thought, at-home edition, but we're outside this time. A little change of scenery.
Yeah, we actually needed some fresh air and social distancing. This felt right for social distance, so I can't even talk right now. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. I apologize.
Yeah, and it's all good. So what is our episode about today?
I think we're going to start off with like jobs we've had, jobs we've worked with together, what was good about them, what was bad about them, and then if we have time, we're going to discuss some, what did you look up?
Some weird jobs.
Yeah.
Disgusting jobs, and maybe dream jobs that we think would be a good dream job for us.
Oh, yeah.
Which I like that one because I have an idea about that right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to tell you. No, just kidding. So, yeah, let's get started with that. So,
I believe our first job, like my first job and your first job was at the same place. We were summer interns at the State Highway Department. Am I right?
Yeah, this is the state of New Mexico.
Yeah, and I was so jealous of you.
So, what was your job? So we would carpool sometimes, right? Like
we would.
Job.
We would.
That was kind of fun.
We would carpool, but then we would drive separately. And you still have the car that you would drive back then. That was 1999, and it is 2020. It was 2020 right now. In 1999, he drove the same car, and he still has it.
I do, and what's funny is we were into cars a little bit. I think I got you into cars, and I worked for the sign shop just real quick, and I made stickers that said BDR on it, and that stood for Box Daddy Racing. This goes, our friend Gary Duran, who passed away a while back, came up with the Box Daddy. We would make fun of cars that were shaped like a box, and he would add daddy to anything. So, but yeah, I remember we had stickers and put them all on our cars.
Yeah, that's right.
But describe your job. Did you like that job?
Yeah, I loved it. I had a great boss, Gabriel. I forgot his last name.
You actually remember his first name? Wow.
Gabriel. I loved it. I was buildings and grounds, so I was doing landscaping. I was throwing old computers away. I was tearing down walls, putting up walls. I learned a lot from that job. I was cleaning toilets, and then I would go visit EJ. We were both summer interns. I'd go visit EJ, and I shit you not, he would be laying on a couch.
So what you're saying is you were actually working.
I was working
for this job.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
And I remember one time I was taking a nap on the couch, the so-called couch. It was like in this, like the little kitchen, and they had this couch, and I don't know why I was taking a nap. But I was taking a nap. I worked for the sign shop, and what we did there was we made street signs. Every kind of street sign you could think of.
You guys didn't do shit. What are you talking about?
But here's the funny thing. We would carpool sometimes, right? And I remember you'd come after work and you'd be like, EJ, let's go. And I'm like, hold on, man. We'd be playing like poker or something, or we'd be playing quarters. And I'm like, hold on. And you're like, dude, like I'm tired. I've been working all day. And you're just over here gambling. And I'm like, well, I mean, I was trying to make money too, man.
Well, you know what's awesome about that, where you can be jealous of me. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah. But we were kids too, so no offense to anybody who sees this. I mean, kids do stuff. We didn't do anything awful.
So that same summer,
I just said gambling. We didn't do anything awful.
we went to Hawaii that summer.
Was it that summer?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's when your brother Conce was in the army.
Right.
He was stationed there.
We went to Hawaii. We came back. And those 2 weeks that I was gone, I hope I don't get anybody in trouble.
We'll be fine.
I got a paycheck for those 2 weeks we were gone.
You're kidding me?
No.
Holy.
Because I worked my ass off, that's why.
Well, that's pretty awesome, dude. You know what? I think you deserved it.
I did, because I was sweating my ass off all day long. And I'd go over there, you're gambling, or you're making stickers, or you're sleeping, or whatever the hell you're doing. So, yeah, I definitely deserved it.
No, I think you did deserve it. And I think I didn't get paid for those 2 weeks, but I think I made it up in like all the gambling. Sorry, man. Like
no, it's good.
And I worked with a bunch of older men. Can you believe that? The youngest guy was like our age. He lived with his mom. I forgot his name.
Our age now.
He was our age now, but he lived with his parents, and I used to give him shit about living with his parents. I was a kid, dude, but he would talk shit to me. And then the oldest guy was in his 60s. So it was a spectrum of ages that I worked with, and they were all just letting me hang out.
I remember the 60-year-old. He had a really nice truck, didn't he?
Yeah. No, that was the oldest man, but there was a guy in his 50s that had. He was a little chubby, and I made stickers one time, and I put him on his truck because he had these mud flaps that said, you know what? I can't remember. Honk if you like something, and I put honk if you want to stroke it or something. So I made stickers that said stroke it. And I put it was just on his mud flaps, not on his paint, and it was so hilarious. He got mad at me, but it was fun. The other guys encouraged it. Wow, it sounds like we were at the same place, but we had different jobs.
Oh, yeah, I would say it sounds like.
One more thing I want to add to that. Okay. The last 2 weeks, they put me to do what you were supposed to do. I don't know if you remember this.
No, I don't.
This is maybe when you were in Hawaii.
No, we were in Hawaii.
No, we were in Hawaii. But it was the last 2 weeks I was there. They actually put me to work. They had me cleaning out a warehouse, tearing stuff down. Oh, yeah,
I do remember. You were so pissed.
I was mad, dude. And I was just like, why?
And
why?
I was just like full of satisfaction. Like, it's about time, man.
And where was Daniel? Where were you? Napping?
Working? No, I was working.
In the Jetta?
I'm a working man.
Well, that was one of our first jobs. I think
that was my first job, besides working with my dad. But that wasn't like I was really young when I did that.
I think that was my first job too. To be correct,
I can't remember my second. I think my second job was at Wild Oats. I worked at Wild Oats 3 separate times.
Seriously? I didn't know. How did I not know that?
I don't know. We didn't talk for a while.
Huh. So 3 separate times. This was before I got there?
I was still in high school.
Okay.
Well, I think all 3 times actually, but I was still in high school. I worked at Wild Oats, and then I think after I worked at Wild Oats, I went to the movie theater.
Okay.
Where you were.
Oh, wait. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wow. So Wild Oats was your second job. What were you, like a grocery clerk there? Or did you like it?
No, I hated it, man. I was nervous.
Was it hard?
I don't know what the hell I was doing. I remember I was still a kid, man. I was still in high school, and I messed up something, and my boss he yelled at me, and I remember calling my mom like, "Hey, could you tell him could you tell him that I need to go home?" And my mom was like, "No, you're an adult now.
You got to do it yourself.
You have to do your job and whatever."
Which is weird, right? It's
interesting. So I quit.
Or you just quit?
The first time I quit, because my boss is a.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but I'd call him out right now.
It's fine. Like, huh.
But that was the first time. And then I think I moved to the movie theater with you. And you can talk about the movie theater for a little bit. I think we talked about it a little bit before. But...
A little bit, yeah. You know what? I think I remember working with our cousin. I don't know if you know him, Mark. Mark was one of our cousins. Mark Montoya, one of Gene's kids.
Where?
He had like a construction company, and I remember he's like, "Hey, do you want to?" This might not even be my second job, but my point was it was awful because he's like, "Hey, do you want to come help me do stuff?" And I'm like, "Oh, cool." So we get to the job out in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, "Oh, so I want you to get all these rocks, move them all the way to the fence over there." And there was like a ton of rocks around like a trailer. And he left the whole day. He didn't come back till like 4 or 5, dude. And I was just doing all the work. And I'm like, what the is this dude? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he's like, yeah, so we had another job. We went to the Ojo Caliente Mineral Springs. And he's like, yeah, so let's dig this ditch out. We got to dig this whole ditch out. And I'm like, okay. And I started digging. He left again. I'm there by myself. And I'm like, you're kidding me, dude. Needless to say, we're gonna bleep all this shit out. This never paid me for all this shit that I did. I got pissed about that. Oh, I was mad at him, dude. I was done with that. But that was an experience.
Yeah, that's a.
It made you feel like you need to get paid for stuff. I think it's going that way. But you want me to continue?
Well, yeah, with the. If you want to.
So
what was your? Yeah, go ahead.
So what was funny? Well, I'm done with that job. But what's funny is we worked at the state together. And then I started working at the movie theater during high school.
Yeah.
And then you came along and worked with me again
at the movie theater.
And I think we worked together maybe close to a year, maybe a little less than a year.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe like 6 to 8 months is my guess, because I had to go.
Well, I was there for less than a year.
You were there, okay. So, and I was there for maybe, I think I might have been there for, you know what? I don't know, maybe a year or two. Also.
That job was fun, man.
It was fun. A lot of younger people, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody was basically from 16 to what, maybe 20-ish
17.
or 17, right?
Yeah, where everybody was pretty young.
Yeah. Well, except for the managers, right?
Yeah,
Because there was a guy named Diego. Is that his name? And he was like an assistant manager.
I don't think I was there yet.
He was like super uptight.
Marcos, and then that really old guy that you yelled at.
Oh my gosh! What? Do you remember what happened? Can you explain it to me? I'm not embarrassed, but what happened? I forgot about that part.
I don't remember what happened. I remember he came down from projection.
He got mad at me, right?
And he said, "I'm gonna write you up." And you said, "Write me up, write me up." I don't give a write me up. And you walked out.
Oh my gosh!
And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, EJ's crazy." We're gonna bleep all these out, I hope.
And what's funny is I feel bad about it because thinking if he was an older man, right? So if he was like one of our dads, I would be pissed. But he must have said something to me because I don't think I just came up with this out of nowhere, right? Or was I just like an awful employee or kid?
I don't know the whole situation.
Something I think he got mad at me for projection or something. I don't know. But, or not cleaning when I was supposed to, or he wanted, I don't know. It was something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember like, holy shit, what the hell's wrong with EJ? Why is he yelling at this elderly gentleman?
But he yelled at me too, right?
Yeah, he was.
I think he yelled at me.
He went like this. I remember he took up his glasses. "I'll write you up," and you were like, "Write me up." I don't give a shit. And you walked out.
Oh my gosh! So, do you have anything else to add to the movie theater, Dick? I think we
Yeah, sure. I mean,
add
go on.
stuff.
No.
I'll talk about it
No,
later.
continue. You have that.
Well, what I remember, it's Wild Oats. That's why I say if you want to add more to this, I'll talk about Wild Oats later. Are you sure?
Yeah.
So, Wild Oats, do you remember? It sounds like I get in a fight with everybody, but do you remember that girl that worked with us in grocery and she had a girlfriend also?
Yeah.
Did we get in an argument?
Yeah, you did.
I just remembered that the other day. What happened with that?
I don't know. You get argument.
I'm like thinking back. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. I think what happened was, I think she called in, and she called in sick or something. And I took a note down and I left it for our boss Carlos at the time. And I think I left it there, and then something happened. Maybe the paper got lost or something, or basically it didn't get the message. Yeah, it didn't get communicated. So then she came to me and said, What the is your problem? Why are you trying to get me in trouble? And I told her, what do you mean? I wrote her note down. I left it on the desk. What the is wrong with you? You trying to get me in trouble? I'm all, you know what? You. You want to act all tough? Like, you want to fight me? I'm all... Like, I don't know what happened. It was just crazy. I remember you were in the middle.
Well, I was the assistant grocery manager at the time, so I was in the middle of it. But no, I remember this. It sounds exactly.
But I didn't start it though. That was
Right.
the thing. I what happened? I just was trying to defend myself. I think I was always defensive. Like I'm like I need to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
But she like came at me, and I'm like, dude, like, okay, like, and her girlfriend was
She was a manager.
Assistant
manager.
Assistant manager also. So this was
Assistant
all. It
Storm.
was so awkward. Needless to say, it was super awkward after this for me.
Karen, I think her name was.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. But yeah, we worked together there. We had a lot of fun times. We were both really good at our jobs, I think.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
that.
dude.
And
I learned that's like.
You were my manager.
I think that was the second time I worked there.
I respected you, right?
In a little bit.
But you were my manager, basically.
Yeah, I was.
But you know, I always did stuff. Like, I always kept everything stocked, like, faced and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
going to bring up one part of that job where we got into it a little bit.
You and I?
You and I, dude.
No way.
Yeah, you were.
Explain.
It was only me and you at work that day.
Okay.
In the grocery, and a huge shipment of groceries came in, pallets upon pallets upon pallets, and you went like this to me. You saw them unloading them, and you were like, "All right, well, have fun." And you walked into the office and you started eating lunch, and I was there alone, and there were like 20 pellets.
Seriously?
And I got pissed, dude. I was like unloading it, trying to put it in the warehouse.
Wait, I really didn't help you?
Yeah, and so I walked into where you were eating lunch, and I said, "Put your lunch down. You're gonna come help me."
Oh my god.
And you threw your lunch down, and you were pissed because I was like, "Dude, I was struggling, man. I was pissed at you." I was like, "Put your lunch down. You're gonna come help me unload these pellets." And you're like, you threw your lunch down, and you helped me, and I was like, pissed at you, dude. That was of you.
Well, Well, I wonder. What's funny is I don't remember this at all. Like I don't remember it, and it's kind of weird. What? I wonder what was going on. Why didn't I help you? Maybe when you and I were vibing or something that day, or
I don't know.
you're like, I got all these pallets later, bro. I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, have fun, and you walked away, and I was like, are you serious right now, dude? Oh my god,
dude. And I know we can't. This is as far as we're getting into this, but yeah, we had fun. Other than that,
yeah, we had a good time there. We had some.
Maybe because you and I would carpool together sometimes too, and we were working together. Maybe we just got like, or maybe I just got mad or something. I don't know what the hell was going on with me. Maybe I was hungry. I don't know. But that's pretty jacked up, dude. At least you told me.
Yeah.
At least I finally went to go help you. Man, you're probably like this motherfucker. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And that was our third job working together, dude.
I think that's it. We have another one.
No, but we did 3 jobs together. How do you like that? That's pretty interesting, man.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fascinating. And then I had so many odd jobs after that. You could continue though, because I brought up this story.
Well, I want to go back to the movie theater.
Okay.
It was just fun because we had a lot of people our age. We went to school with Monica.
Monica, since 4th grade, huh? 3rd grade, 4th grade, I think.
Elementary, for sure.
Elementary. And she was always cool, huh?
Yeah. And her sister Tammy was there, and
I forgot about that.
Marcos, and a bunch of I'm sure there's more people. My memory is not amazing. But
do you remember Gabe? He was like he was like half black. He was half black.
Oh yeah, I do.
He was like half black.
He went to school at McCurdy. I remember.
Yeah,
him,
he
like,
talked
really.
He talked like really serious. He was like super serious.
Yeah,
him and I used to do the road
course on
we had a road course on the side of the movie theater. It was tradition before. Did you ever do it with us?
No, I didn't.
You should have done it with us.
I wasn't there when we did it.
Okay.
But I remember him. And then what was the other guy? Mark.
There was Aaron. Aaron was blonde. He was super blonde. I don't know if he was there when you were there. Cruz, do you remember Cruz?
Cruz, that's the one I'm thinking about.
He never talked to me.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think he didn't like me. And what's funny is because like he was Monica's really good friend, but he was cool. He different sex. He liked different whatever, but I just think he probably thought like, oh, the little face. So him and I never talked, and I was cool with it.
He saw you yell at.
But he was like all sassy, like he didn't want to talk to me, and I'm like, well, we didn't talk to each other, which is cool. But maybe he saw.
Maybe he saw you yell at the old guy, and he's like, this dude.
But yeah, our cousin worked there, and
Janita, our Aunt Faith was the manager. That was a good job. And projection was cool because you get the film. And
big old reel, right?
It was a reel, and you'd have to put it on there's these like platforms, these circular platforms where you put the movie on top.
I think it's called a platter.
A platter. It was called.
I
a
think
platter.
so.
And you thread it through this cool thing, and you I make everything a game, or I'm competitive, so you're like trying to thread it through all these little spools, and then thread it through the lens, close the lens, and get it done, ready for the movie to play. But that was fun. And then sometimes I'd screw up, or sometimes it was static, and the film would get stuck together, and it would break the film, and it would stop the movie. So if the movie ever stops and you're watching a movie, don't get mad, because that person didn't do it on purpose.
And it's a lot of pressure on that person.
Yeah.
We both felt that.
But it was fun, dude.
What movie did that happen to you?
Star Wars.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Was it packed?
Yeah, it was. It was, and oh my god, dude. And I think, I don't know if this is true, if I was imagining it, but it was like a double feature. So not a double feature. It was playing in 2 theaters, but it was the same
projector
film.
Oh really?
So like we threaded it through, but then we threaded it through another platter. So it was the same film going through 2 different.
I guess I've never seen that before.
And it snapped on one of them, and Star Wars. You guys know there's some Star Wars fanatics out there.
Yeah, they were probably flipping out, dude.
Oh my gosh, I think we had to give everybody a refund, and
so
my pay was like $5.35 an hour. So
$5.30. I got $5.15 an hour.
Well, $5.15 an hour.
Oh well, all right.
No, it was like $5.15. Minimum wage was like $5.15 an hour.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It's insane, dude. Well, the sum of all my fears was that movie. It snapped on the sum of all fears.
With Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman, I think.
Yeah.
It was a full theater. I called our boss, Eileen, at the time. She did not like me at all. Her and I did not vibe, but she had to come help me fix it because it wasn't my fault, right? And I got nervous, like got panicked, I got freaked out, and it's a lot of pressure. So yeah, just cut people a little slack. So, what else do you want to talk about?
What was your next job after that?
After the movie theater, wow, dude, I had a bunch of odd jobs. I had they were like these temp jobs that I would get. So one time I worked at the hospital in Espanola for a while. And I'd worked in like medical records, and we had to file, basically we had to get a bunch of the files and just sort them all out. And what was interesting is it was like death certificates that I would be looking at, and it would actually show you how people died. Like you could read the whole description. It was intense, like being able to see that stuff, you know what I mean? But it was also interesting at the same time. So instead of me just filing them fast, I would actually look at stuff. It was fascinating. It was weird. Lasted a while.
Was it emotional?
It's creepy to see stuff like that, like an actual death certificate, and just see how somebody died, you know, like describing, or if it was an accident or whatever. Like it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
I wasn't like sad or anything, but you feel bad. It makes you think of life, you know. So that was one of my jobs I had. What about you after that?
After the movie theater, I remember getting a job. I don't remember what the next one was. But after the movie theater, I got a job that was like double the pay.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where it was, dude. But I remember coming back to the theater and people were laughing at me for the job. And I was like, it's $10 more. I mean, it's $5 more an hour than what you're making. I like told everybody. I was like,
Oh, you actually told them? Okay.
So like, don't make fun of me for. I don't remember the job though.
Shit.
I don't know if it was. It must have. I don't know. Huh.
Well, do you want me to let you think of that for a second?
Sure,
I could remember another one I did. It was obviously with this temp agency again. I worked for this place called Seeds of Change. It was here in Santa Fe. And they would have all these seeds for vegetables or peppers, whatever. And we'd have to be sorting them out in a cart. Like, it was people's orders, and we'd just be sorting them out all day in a cart. It was kind of weird, actually. I feel like there's a trend. I remember I used to have a street bike.
Oh yeah, you did.
And I told you about this story. I had my street bike parked on the front of our thing, and then our boss, who was like my supervisor, we all took a break. We all came outside, everybody, every employee, and he goes, sees the bike, and he just gets on it, like starts moving it around, and I'm looking at him like, what are you doing on my bike? And he's all, I'm just checking it out, and I'm all, get the fuck off my bike, dude. Like, I don't fucking appreciate this. You want me to go sit in your fucking car? I told him. And he like looked at me all up. Everybody's looking at us, and I'm all, I feel so disrespected right now, dude. Get the off my bike, or I'm gonna go sit on your car. So he got off, put it there, and after that, it was just like nothing ever happened. Needless to say, but I felt disrespected.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I don't feel like just because you're a boss or whatever that you could be able to do whatever you want. Like, that's my property, dude. You know what I mean? And I told him, like, don't like ask. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get that for sure.
No.
Why would somebody get? I wouldn't see a bike and get on it.
No,
that's like sitting in somebody's car that left the door unlocked.
It's so personal.
Oh, I'm just checking it out, dude.
Yeah, or just can you imagine me sitting on his hood like that? I'm all, what's up, dude?
I'm just checking it out. Just checking it out.
Just scoping things out. But I think my problem is I just always have to. I feel like I have to stand up for myself.
That's not a bad. That's
and
not a bad
and that and again, I think it comes from being like an only child, and not to say just because you're only child you're gonna stand up for yourself. But I've always felt like I just have me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I feel. Do you ever feel if you don't speak up for yourself? Like, there's times and you're like, why don't you say something, dude?
Why didn't I say something?
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. So I just try to like. I just love that I said, you don't see me sitting on your car. I just love that, dude. And it's just so funny to me to this day. Sorry, it's just. I find
it's a great story, but I think it would have been even better if you were like. So I went to his car and I was like, and I opened the door and I was like, I'm just checking it out, man.
I'm just checking it out, man. Bare on his seat.
I like your leather seats. They kind of stick to your bare. But that's cool.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, it's. I had like a few of those temp jobs, dude, which is really interesting. I also worked at the bank downtown. It was right there in the Plaza Square.
Santa Fe.
It was yeah, it was right there in the Plaza
First
Square
National
off
Bank
of
of
Palace
Santa
Avenue, I think.
Yep.
I was this lady's assistant. It was during the winter time, and she just wanted me to file all these statements. There was this country singer. I found his like investment statement. It's like I'm giving all this away. I'm not really.
Randy Travis.
It might have been Randy Travis or Clint Black, one of those guys, but because they were from Santa Fe. But I found like it would basically say, well, this person has this much money, right? So he had like millions of dollars, and it would show how much he would get each year for it just sitting in the account, like off of interest. Like he'd get so much money. So I was interesting to see, because I'd see other people like they're like, oh, I have like a CD, or I'm not really familiar with a lot of this stuff, but like investment things, and they'd let it sit for a year, and some people get $5,000 to $10,000 more in their account, and I'm like, that's cool. Like I thought that was interesting. That only lasted for like a month, because it was like a temp agency that I went to, so they would find me all these weird jobs, and it was cool but weird at the same time, and it sucked because I could never like
develop.
Yeah, I have that on my resume. They're like, why were you here this long? It's like, it was a temp agency. What do you want me to do? Like I can't like kick my way through and be like, I'm past the line, dude, hire me full time. So that was interesting, doing the temp agency stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah, we've had like quite a few jobs, huh?
Yeah, I think I've had over 15 total.
Dude, that's quite a bit. Could you remember anything else?
As far as jobs?
Yeah, like I know you have this one now, but you'll get to that one later. But
yeah, I think the next one I can remember. So I left, going back to like the Verizon stores. I'm working at Wild Oats. Oh man, when you and I worked together at Wild Oats, I was the assistant grocery manager, and I was doing all the managing.
You were like the manager, I remember, because I remember you would ask me for help sometimes for stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're like, can you at least do local orders or something to help me? Like,
yeah,
because our boss wasn't doing. He was putting it all on you.
So I heard rumors about me being demoted and being put on the night shift, which is like, I had my kid. He was probably like a year old at the time, and I was like, "There's no way I could do night shifts at this time." And I confronted him, and he's like, "Why would I do that? You're the best worker. Why would I do that?" And he pulled like this produce worker's like, "Why would I do this to Daniel? I wouldn't do that." And that produce worker's like, "No, you shouldn't do that to Daniel." And then the next day, they did it to Daniel, and you and I both worked at this at the time, and he called you He tried to demote me, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm giving you my 2 weeks right now." And he called you in, and said, "Are you gonna quit now because you're related?" And then I got pissed because he called you in, and I like, there's this thing called facing the store, where you pull like the first two products and you line it up with the edge. It's great for OCD.
Make
people.
It look full. Yeah,
and it's also amazing for OCD people. It's kind of
for sure. I like that.
Therapeutic, but
I liked it.
But once I found out he asked you that, I like defaced the store. I was like pushing things in. I went to the back office and I pulled an EJ, took my apron off, and I was like, "You man, I quit." Even though I gave my 2 week notice, that was only a weekend. I threw my apron at him and I walked out.
But you don't remember the rest of the story.
What's the rest?
So they called me in. I got pretty mad because he asked me that, and I think he asked me that, and I got pretty angry because he asked me that. I don't know if I said anything to him, and if I did, I don't know what I remember I said. But I was pretty pissed that he asked me. I went outside and told you, and you're all, "You kidding me?" And then I was like, "No." And then I think you did whatever you had to do. I left with you that day. That was my last day.
Oh, really?
That was my last day. We were kids. Yeah, but this wasn't fair either for us. So, and this happens in every industry. Like him and I are, this. Yeah, we left. I left with you though.
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember? I said this. I left with you, dude.
That's funny.
So I had your back too. I was like, this. Like they're gonna treat me like that and you like that. I was like, nah, I'm out, dude.
So that's awesome.
So I never gave my 2 weeks though.
You're like,
I didn't even give a day. I didn't give half a day.
I give a 2 second.
I don't even
warning.
think I was there like. I was there like 2 hours, probably. But that was messed up, dude. For them to call me in, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna quit? Is it gonna affect you? It's like it's none of your business, dude. Like,
well, I am now, I guess.
Out. I bounced, buddy. I didn't tell anybody. I think I just bounced with you, and I don't know if you even knew because
No,
you had quit too.
Maybe
So
I didn't. Maybe I never knew.
I think you were probably just in your emotions, and I bounced with you, dude.
But going back to like the current story is like my third time there. This is after we both quit.
Mm-hmm.
I was a cashier the third time. When
Really?
I worked at Verizon cleaning, and I was doing the double jobs. Was a cashier, and Carlos, the guy that I threw my apron at,
Yeah.
was my direct supervisor again.
Oh, you kidding me?
And I only worked there for like a month or two, and the store manager wanted to promote me to assistant store manager.
Oh, really? This was at Wild Oats?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Carlos, I would have to work directly with Carlos. He wouldn't be my supervisor, but I told
He'd be like a peer. Like,
yeah, but I told the supervisor, he's like, no, I don't want to work with that guy, and I quit.
holy shit, dude.
So yeah, here you
And
go.
this was at Walmart? You worked at Walmart
That
too?
was at Wild Oats.
Okay. I worked at Walmart
Oh
for
really?
2 weeks.
Where?
I was a night shift in Espanola. I worked at Walmart for 2 weeks. It was like from 2 o'clock to 11 at night or something. Or 2 in the morning, I can't remember. Something like crazy. I didn't like it, dude. We had to do all the unloading in the warehouse, and then we had to put all the pallets everywhere.
I worked at Walmart overnight too.
Really?
Yeah.
I lasted 2 weeks, and I even left everything in my locker. I didn't even tell them. I just left.
I worked there for about a year overnight.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't do it, dude. I couldn't do it. There's a lot of stuff going on with
Oops.
me at the time. I was a kid too, so
Yeah, I think I already had my kid.
yeah.
And
Me?
Yeah. But I mean, some days I would go to work 9 p.m. and I literally would drink 4 Red Bulls.
Yeah.
And I'd go and like stack up all my product on the aisle, and I'd be like, I would race, and I'd have this trail of just empty boxes.
Yeah.
And then I would throw it all away, and I would tell my boss, I finished my aisle, can I go home?
Yeah, and he let you go. Did you get your whole shift money though?
No,
No.
I didn't.
But you just wanted to
But I
bounce.
was just like, I finished it, man.
Reward me. Let me
Can
go.
I go home? He's like, go for it. And people will talk like, I wish I had that convenience of just going home and not worrying about money. And I was like, I'm still worried about money, but I'm tired, man.
I want to go home. It's late. You know what I mean? That's a interesting shift. So respect to people that have to do that and then have to work another job. That's hardcore, man.
Hell yeah.
Good for you guys. We're not saying this is like it just didn't work out for us.
Well, these are just experiences,
And we all have experiences. We grew from those experiences too, I
Absolutely.
believe. So I worked at Buffalo Thunder. Did you know that?
yeah, the
This was when they were building it and they first opened it. So I saw everything when it was brand new, everything, dude. Like, it was so cool and different, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Worked at a restaurant called Micah Restaurant. I was the host, and they had these really hideous uniforms at the time. They just had like a really weird V cut and like this weird design. They looked funky, and I was like,
that wasn't the Thunder from Down Under?
yeah, it was that too. But I got out of it. I bought me, because they gave the hostess, they gave her a lavender shirt, like a button-up shirt, and I'm all, why am I not getting one? They're all, well, we're not providing them. You have to wear that other thing. I'm all, but I'm not a server. Like, how am I going to do that? So I went and bought me a lavender shirt and had them reimburse me. So I wear the lavender shirt. They're like, oh, cool, you look good. So then I started pushing it a little more. I turned it into a blue shirt, then a red shirt, then a black shirt, white shirt. And I just started kind of like dressing nice. And I remember like the manager from one of the other restaurants came up to me. He's like, keep dressing nice, man. Get you a nice suit jacket. Dress for the job that you want. Like, he actually told me that. And I'm like, holy I'm just a host. Like, but he's all, you're dressing nice. Like, because it looked good, like people seeing, right?
Yeah.
And I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I think one of my sisters, must have been Rebecca, and she had that same advice, like, dress for the job you want. So
Yeah.
I've always been like, which I don't know what job I want, but I want to be on top of I want to be like the head of whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
At some point, but I've always dressed up like with a tie and suit, so that makes sense, and also gives you confidence, man.
Well, and I agree. You feel a different way, right? When you're just dressed up and you, like, I can't wear a tie because my neck's all fat. And my shirts don't fit. Like, I can't do that top button, so I have to like rock it without a tie. But you feel nice, dude. You feel like different, I guess.
Yeah, it's confidence, I think, is what
You know another job we did together?
we did another one.
Wedding photography. I helped you a few times with wedding photography. Do you remember that? That was
Yes.
kind of cool. That was a job we both had to dress up, and that was an all-day affair, and It was fun. It was cool.
Yeah,
It's another thing we did together.
it's sometimes fun. Most of the time fun. Sometimes it's not so fun.
Yeah.
I've been yelled at by some grooms
for
and just
weird stuff. Or
so
not weird stuff.
When I would schedule the weddings with the business, would be like, all right, I'm yours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or even some of them were like 8 a.m. to when you finish your party. And I learned quickly.
No.
No, because some of the parties go till 2 a.m. and you're just exhausted. And you run out of memory, your camera batteries die, your flash batteries die. But I've been yelled at by a groom a couple of times. One of them in particular was like at a reception, everybody's dancing and you take pictures of people dancing, and then after a while all the pictures look very similar and you're wasting all your memory on all your storage on your memory card. And this groom looked at me. I stood by him and I was looking at the dance floor. He was at the main table.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just waiting for something different to happen." He said, "I'm not paying you for anything. I'm not paying you for nothing, so go take some pictures."
I actually told you that.
Yeah, and I looked at him and I was like, "All right, cool." And I walked away.
Professional. You're trying to be cool.
Yeah, because I
professional.
still want to get paid.
Yeah.
I don't get paid till the end of the night.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, yeah, absolutely. So I walked away from him, and the flash of my camera, it's an external flash.
Yeah.
I would just flash
You're just flashing.
I was just hitting the flash button.
Yeah.
I wasn't wasting storage because if I took a picture and deleted it, it's going to waste the battery of
Yeah.
the camera, which is very important to have. So I was just hitting the flash, pretending to take pictures. But
Well, just that dude's lucky that this wasn't like 7th or 8th grade, and we weren't in a hall because I would have pushed him from behind across the hall, like 30 feet.
yeah, listen to our last episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's
I'd
about.
that guy up. But yeah, dude, some people just suck, dude. I worked at the lab one time. It was like a student internship or whatever. That was interesting, dude. This was like 2010. I'm working with people that were like computer engineers. They're going for physics stuff and like hardcore. And at the time, I was going for culinary stuff. And I felt, this was the one time I felt so left out, dude. Like, cause I felt like all these kids like had degrees and like hardcore degrees, and I got in luckily because my mom had a friend and she was my mentor, so she was able to hire me. But I didn't really do anything on that job, which was cool. But I felt like that was the one time I felt left out. I didn't really make friends with anybody or talk to anybody. I felt like that was the one time I didn't feel like I was good enough for being in there. And now I don't give a dude. If I was working there, I'd be like, what you looking at? Yeah, I'm good for culinary. Do you want some food? Cook way better than you. But back then, I think that was just like a mental thing, right? So it's cool to grow from that. Just to know, but I didn't feel comfortable, dude, at all.
No, I can understand.
It was weird, man.
Being in a situation where you can't relate to anybody.
At all, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel that way most of the time,
really,
honestly. So for those of you that know me or don't know me, I mean, this is just information for you, I guess. Is I'll be so quiet because I want to, and I've just noticed this about me recently. I'm quiet. I wouldn't say I'm shy. A lot of people say I'm shy, but I don't think I'm shy. I just read the situation or read the crowd and like read what your deal is, read what this person's deal is, how do they interact with these other people, and I'll be like, okay, this is how I can adapt. I think that's how I think, and that's how I try to get myself, okay, this is how I can be comfortable with these people.
Yeah.
But it takes so long, and I can come off as shy, but I don't think I'm shy at all, honestly. I've done presentations in front of hundreds of people, and I've done some ridiculously stupid videos. Go to my Facebook or Instagram if you want to look at those. I love to play guitar, I love to sing. I mean, I don't think I'm shy. I think I just have this weird quality where I listen. I like to observe and take in everything before
I think you probably, I may be wrong, but maybe you just want to speak up when, like, it's more like important to say something. Like you don't want to just waste people's time. Maybe you just want to say
Yeah,
something. When you want to say something, you want it to be like an important thing. Or
I'm not going to
matter.
just
Like,
speak up just to speak up.
yeah, exactly. And that's actually a good quality for people to have. Like they see people that are more, I can't even talk. They say people that are more intelligent are usually quiet. They like to sit back and just absorb everything. And then when they speak, it has substance. So that's pretty cool. And I don't think you're shy, to be honest. I've known you my whole life. You used to be shy when we were kids, but maybe you weren't. Maybe you were always like this. But I noticed now you've seemed to open up. Like you've opened up a lot, dude. I don't see you as a shy person at all.
Well,
You may just feel that way, but I don't. You don't come off as shy to me.
well, no, not. And usually you see me when I'm buzzed. So,
Well, I've seen you in every which way, as my boss, as my coworker, as my co-anchor. Like I've seen you in tons of ways.
Carson C. Carson.
Yeah.
See, I saw. Funny thing, real quick. I was on a WebEx, and it was like our initials. The people that were on the WebEx were EJ. They're right next to each other, and then DF, and then CCC.
Seriously?
And I was like, EJ, Danny Fresquez, Carson C. Carson. What the hell's going on?
That's pretty funny.
But it was hilarious. But the guy that the C was this guy named Cameron. He logged on 3 different times, but it was still hilarious.
That's interesting, man.
Triple C, and I wanted to jump in and say Triple C, but nobody would understand what I was saying.
No one. I
So
would have if I would have saw it. That's pretty interesting, man. What else other jobs do you remember, or do you want to talk about, or?
What time? How much time are we in this one?
45 minutes.
Oh wow, Jesus.
Yeah, we can talk.
I guess so. Jesus.
We can talk quite a bit.
I can jump into my last 2 jobs,
Go for it.
which I
Why not?
but I might go too far into them.
Well, start with the first one.
Okay. So I worked at the county.
Okay, that was good. No, I'm just kidding.
And that's it. You should fast forward. You should do this in this like cut on the video when you edit it. So I started at the county, and that was it.
Just kidding, man. Go for it. I just
Worked at the Santa Fe County Assessor's Office. I started off as a field auditor, which is like entry-level appraiser. You go out, you learn how to measure a house, look at quality, condition, and a bunch of different features.
Do you
of
do
the house.
inside too as well?
No, not
Just
not
outdoor.
for tax purposes. We don't look at interior.
Okay.
We do bedroom count, bathroom count, but we don't look at
Yeah.
the quality of your tile.
Okay.
We do want to know. They do want to know like if it's marble, if it's terracotta, if it's laminate. But those are pretty small differences as far as value. But so I started off as that. Went to appraiser, passed all my classes, went to certified appraiser, and I'm kind of a nerd, a little bit,
Which
Or
is good.
I'm-
It's always good to educate yourself with
or I'm
anything.
just like a very curious person, so I learned like these programs pretty quickly, and I started training people. After a year of being there, I started training people.
That's good.
That have been there for so many years, and my boss at the time, Gus Martinez, who's still the county assessor, saw like my capabilities or my
Maybe your
talents.
initiative too. Maybe you
Yeah,
just,
initiative.
Like, yeah, he probably
So he like
your work ethic.
gave me this. He made a job for me, which was called Special Projects Administrator. So I started working on like social media and the website, and made this funny video called "The Appraiser Hunter." Look it up.
It's hilarious.
It's okay. It's pretty.
It's funny.
So I talk about the appraisal process or the protest process in an Australian accent, like Steve Irwin. My best impression of Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
And then after that, I did like presentations around the country on how we provide customer service. My current job, I got because of all that. So my current job, I do pretty much the same thing I did for the assessor's office, but county-wide. So I do videos for the county, and I want to open it up to be able to like do funny accents and funny videos, but I have to slowly work myself into that because it's county-wide, and I don't know if the whole county is ready for that.
Yeah.
But I
They're
think
ready.
it'll be freaking hilarious, man.
I think
But I love my current job.
that's
I
great.
do
man.
my best that I can, and yeah. So
Yeah, we're just looking around.
the wind is blowing. We have this windsock. This is
Yeah.
called a windsock, and I'm pretty sure it's doing.
AKA inspiration for our hairstyle. You know what job I forgot? I used to build race cars with my friend Ben Phillips. He has to have a company called PRE Racing, and you made the actual logo for the PRE Racing. This went on all the shirts and the website and everything. It went stickers. We used to build a lot of Toyota Supras. Like, basically, we would do everything, all the electronics, transmissions, fuel systems, anything you could think of, suspension, rebuild the whole engine, take the whole thing apart. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I learned so much about about cars from Ben Phillips, and you remember that a little.
Yeah.
Because you were a part of the...
We did a video for with all the Supras.
Yeah.
Your Supra.
Yeah.
And there were 3 Supras in his garage, I think.
Yeah, and it was actually a really cool video.
It's pretty cool.
Except copyright issues, we can't really.
But you can still watch it. It's still on YouTube.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow.
But you can't watch it if you're in the UK.
Ah, okay. But
so for you followers that are in the UK, I apologize.
Watch it. Yeah, watch it. Or watch it with a VPN. For those of you who know what a VPN is. One thing I was really proud of, my car was automatic, and I converted it to a 6-speed. And with his help, I learned the whole process. We had to switch out so much stuff, and it was fun, dude. The whole clutch assembly it was just pieces, dude. Little pieces that were numbered, part numbers. Tiny little pieces, and I had to figure out what went where. I had to get diagrams and everywhere from the shifter, and then you need a new drive shaft. That's what turns the wheels, gets the power to the wheels. It was so much stuff, but I was happy about that. I was proud of that.
Oh yeah, dude, that was
that was a really cool experience. And then I did moving for a while. It was hard. Also for my friend Ben Phillips, Zen Movers, very good company. They'll move you. They won't move you anywhere now. They don't do out of state, but they'll move you anywhere around Santa Fe. They're all friendly. Our cousin Emilio works for him. But yeah, it was hard. It was hard on my body, and I just decided to go to school. So I went to school.
And congratulations to EJ. Just got his associates.
Yeah, fantastic. It took me forever, but I feel like I should be a double, triple doctorate now, or whatever they call them. But it's cool, man. I'll take the...
Dude, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, I'll take that. So
that's awesome.
That was my... Oh, I worked at the airport.
Oh yeah, that's
Santa Fe Airport.
That's
for a
right.
while.
You saw a lot of celebrities. Too.
I did. I saw Natalie Portman one time. I might have told you about this. I always liked her since we were kids. I think she's around our age. But when some of my colleagues said, "Yeah, Natalie Portman's in there," I'm like, "Yeah, right." Natalie Portman's in there. Yeah, right. She's in there. Go check. I'm okay. And then I saw her. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm okay. Give me some tags, man. I'm gonna go tag her bag. So I grabbed some tags, and I'm tagging people's bags. The closer I get to her, the more nervous I got, and I kind of just diverted myself and went around her. I couldn't even talk to her, look at her. I was so nervous, dude. But yeah, I saw her. I saw the other girl who played Catwoman a while back. Do you
Halle
remember?
Berry?
No, the other Catwoman.
Oh.
What was her? I know her name.
Man, I used to have a crush on
I saw Ethan Hawke there one time. He looked all grumpy as This was early in the morning, but he looked grumpy.
Ethan Hawke.
You don't know who Ethan Hawke is? He's come out in a lot of movies. Did you ever see that movie called Gattaca? It was a really cool movie.
Oh yeah, that's
That's okay. Ethan Hawke. Yeah, I saw Ethan Hawke one time. He looked. You don't know me? Forget it, buddy. He's come out on a lot of movies though. But I just Training Day.
Okay, yeah.
That's who he is. I saw Sarah Silverman one time.
Comedian. No, really?
And this is a weird story because she was there. I saw her. I noticed her, and I'm telling people, and they're like, "I don't know what that is." And I'm like, "She's a comedian." I'm like, you guys." I was happy about it. I saw her, and it turns out because our planes were tiny, so if it's too hot in the day and there's too much people on there, too much baggage, they have to kick people off the plane because of the weight imbalances and the fuel and stuff. So they can only have so much people on there because the engines are so strong. So she was one of the ones that got kicked off. So she complained on her Twitter about Santa Fe Airport kicking her off, blah blah blah.
Sarah Silverman, are you serious?
So I was just like, you guys should have known it was her at least. But so it was American that I worked for and United. So they had different systems. United, I think, with the last person that checked in, they'd kick off. American was random. Either way,
Which is fine. Honestly, I'm fine with you kicking off Sarah Silverman. That's like that's cool because I don't want.
You gotta be equal.
I don't want it
You
to
gotta be
like,
fair
oh,
with that
you're a
shit.
celebrity. You get special treatment.
And that's my point.
So I'm glad she got kicked off.
Yeah.
But don't talk about it.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, just because you're have more money and known to the public spot doesn't mean you get like all. They do get catered to though, but doesn't mean they should because they're just people. If they're nice, cool, we'll work it out. But yeah, interesting. I worked there for a while. I saw other people, but I cannot remember right now.
You've seen some people at the Santa Fe Spa too, right?
I saw the Ultimate Warrior. He used to be a wrestler. Do you remember him?
Yeah. No, I never watched.
You never watched wrestling, yeah.
But he had the star in his face, right?
I saw Mina Savari. She came out in American Pie. She was the blonde girl that played the violin or whatever. Or she sang. She was with that dorky guy that was...
It's been so long since
You never seen American Pie? Oh.
No, I haven't.
What about American...
Oh, yes. American Beauty.
Have you seen American Beauty? I saw her. She was like biking. I was like,
We saw her. We
saw her too?
Yeah. We both walked. We saw.
oh, well then you saw her too. Yeah.
And you saw Harrison Ford, right?
I saw Harrison Ford. I love Indiana Jones. I don't know why I never mentioned his movies, but goddamn, those are fierce. Yeah, I saw Harrison Ford. He looked pretty grumpy.
Yeah.
But he looked pretty buff. He was like in his 60s, I think. And Daniel Craig. I saw Daniel Craig also.
Oh, really?
James Bond. So Indiana Jones and Daniel Craig, they were...
Indiana Jones and James Bond is what he meant to say.
Yeah, they were making a movie, Aliens and Cowboys. I think that's why they were there.
Oh,
So, but it's interesting to see people sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get too much interaction with celebrities. Except for last Halloween, with my new job, we did A League of Their Own.
Oh, okay. I like that movie. Did you see Gina Davis? Or
Dude,
what? You saw Gina
you never
Davis?
saw the video we did?
No.
I'm going to have to show it for this podcast, too.
Gina Davis?
No.
I used to have a crush on her, buddy.
I didn't see anybody.
Hey, I used to have a crush on her.
But I'm going to
Anyways.
tell you this.
Okay.
So we made this really cool video.
Madonna?
We reenacted the commercial for A League of Their Own. I was dressed in a dress. I was Marla Hooch.
Oh, you were actually dressed in a dress?
And I had a wig, and I was Marla Hooch. And I made
She
this-
was played by who?
I don't know. She was the unattractive.
Rosie O'Donnell?
No, Rosie O'Donnell was a different character.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we recreated this whole thing, and I'm gonna give you the video so you can play it for
Yeah.
this.
No, I think it's a good thing.
But we recreated it, and we worked with the film office in Santa Fe. So the film director sent it. Tom Hanks was in Santa Fe at the time. We requested for him to be in our video, and he said he couldn't, I think. But he saw our reenactment, and he said, "Oh, glad to see you, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for creating the video. T. Hanks, like his signature. So he saw our stupid video.
Wow,
But
dude.
it was pretty cool, man. That was awesome.
That's actually pretty neat.
And I'm going to show it to you after this.
Yeah,
But it's going to be played on this, hopefully.
I gotta check that out. I didn't even know. It's a little fun fact.
Yeah,
It's like I don't even know you.
for sure.
He has a double life as a league of their own, I guess.
I have to show
I
it
like
to you.
that movie too.
It's
It's a
pretty
fantastic
cool.
movie. Damn, dude, that's cool.
On the home front, they find them everywhere. North, east, south, west, and even Pecos. Players for the new All Santa Fe County Girls Baseball League. When she's not slugging them out of the park, Sarah Smith slings cigars at her family cigar shop. Her friends call her Smokin' Sarah. And then there's Amber Baca. She runs like Forrest Gump and stalks Justin Timberlake. Jen LeBar Tapia has her hands full as a record-setting first baseman and mother to Stibble Angel, the team's resident child brat. And then there's Catherine Miller. She's a former DFA secretary. Yow. Tessa Jo Mascareñas isn't only a member of several amateur championship teams, she's also an accomplished wine drinker. In addition to consistently hitting the strike zone, Olivia Romo hits the microphone and lays down some serious poetry. Paulina Lopez is one fierce catcher. You don't want to go up against her at home plate. Tina Salazar kills it in the field and keeps in tip-top shape by leading spin classes. And how about Marla Hooch? What a hitter! What a league! But girls playing baseball?
a good 12 more. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. From coast to coast, that's all you'll hear of Joe, the one-man show. He's glorified the horse-hide sphere. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. He'll live in base.
What else do you want to add as far as jobs?
I think I skipped a lot of them, which is fine with me, but I think I'm alright. What about you?
This was pretty interesting to learn about what you were doing, and
Yeah, I didn't know you had all these internships.
it seems like 60% of our jobs we work together, and that's I'm just guessing. I don't know, maybe not 60, but maybe 50, 40. I don't know. But it's just kind of funny, dude.
It's cool.
And it's interesting. Yeah, dude. I'm trying to think who else I saw at the airport. I was gonna say her name, Kate
Beckinsale?
No. I saw January Jones, though. Do you know who January Jones is? Look her up. You'll like her. She came out on one of Adam Sandler's movies. Anger Management. She was one of the girls.
Oh.
She was the blonde girl.
Oh.
She was the blonde girl that Adam Sandler. Because there were the two lesbian girls.
Really?
She was the blonde. I saw her
on a Hangover.
Well, yeah. Did she come out of Hangover? I don't know. Well, I saw her bag. It said January Jones, and then I was like, oh, she's on this plane. So I went and looked. And it was her. It's interesting. I think we've evolved quite a bit. What would your dream job be? We could end it there. What would your dream job? What would you like? I know you love your job now, but what would?
I think my dream job would be like a movie director.
Really? That's cool, man.
Yeah, because I think of like my current job. I did this really cool project actually. I don't know if you saw the video. I did a project on projects that Santa Fe County's completed in the last year.
Okay.
And I had my drone flying around, and it came out so cool. And I tried not to do a great job at it because I want to do a step up every time I do it.
Well, yeah.
It sounds kind of sketchy, but I did a great job. My best anyway, not a great job. But I didn't want to do like over the top because I want to take it a step up the next time. But I think I would be able to direct somebody like, all right, do it again, but I want this in this shot.
Yeah.
Because when I'm doing it, I feel like rushed and I might be missing something that I want to show. But I think I'd be a good director